Hi, my loves. It's me, Jazzy Mac, and today I have multiple different opportunities with multiple shifts. Yes, I have first, second, third shift overnights and weekends. These opportunities are going to be work from home, and yes, equipment will be provided. I will talk about these opportunities because some of these are going to be absolutely no phones, and some of these are going to be perfect for those of you that don't have much experience. The first role is going to pay around $28 per hour, and then the second role is actually going to be in the six-figure range. But for those of you that have never heard of FanDuel, if you have a spouse or a partner that likes to do fantasy football, that's kind of like the company they are. They're like a sports team, a sports fanatic team company. So you can come here and do your fantasy football, or your NFL bets or NBA bets, that sort of thing. So it's just a really cool company. But let's go ahead and hop into the first opportunity. This is the $28 per hour opportunity. And it's also going to be for those of you that want to work nights and weekends, although they do have multiple shifts. Oh, and this came at the request of Chrissy. She said, random request here, but could you post a video of one of the 90K per year jobs on the weekend, preferably mornings, but during weekdays and, can't get to most in time. So yes, I could absolutely do that for you, Chrissy. But I did want to give a shout out to Destiny. Destiny applied for the Delta role. And because she was a veteran, she got priority interviewing. She interviewed the same day she applied. She did a video interview, and then they invited her out to Atlanta for the face-to-face video, which I'm assuming they probably flew her out to Atlanta. So congratulations to you, Destiny. Please keep us posted. That was for a flight attendant role. So very exciting there. And then Makia was super excited because she saw everyone was getting hired. She applied for the Apple support role through Kelly Connect. And then she came back and reported that she got the job, and it starts on January 30th. So congratulations to all of you. We are very excited for your success. Again, if you all need the resume templates, they are down below in the description box. We will do a resume demonstration, but let's look at this role. So what is a workforce management coordinator? That is a fancy schmancy way of saying a scheduler. These are people that generally create schedules for teams. They may approve PTO requests. They may approve requests for people to leave early. This is commonly found in a call center sort of environment. So if you've ever worked in a call center, you probably are familiar with having to either send a message to your supervisor and then sending a message to the scheduling team to say, hey, can I go home early? Or, hey, can I put in for PTO tomorrow? And waiting on that request. So that is what this team does. So anyone that has that call center experience, this is going to be a great role for you. Again, they're not asking for much. They're saying have a year of contact center experience. If you don't have that, it's not a big deal. If you've worked at companies like TJ Maxx, or you've worked for Walmart, and you've done any type of scheduling, or maybe you did training, all of that is still relevant experience. Okay. When they talk about the WFM software, that is basically the workforce management software where they approve the PTO and vacation requests. They want you to have a little bit of experience in Excel, something you can easily Google. Some of you probably already have it, and have a functional knowledge of call center agent workflows. So, understanding how things go from tier 1 to tier 2, level 1 to level 2, things of that nature, because you're going to have to monitor the queues to make sure you've got enough agents, covering the shifts. So if someone wants to go home, you don't want to send a bunch of people home and your call volume is high. So you're going to be making those sorts of decisions. Yes, they will train you. Yes, the equipment is provided. And know that they pay up to $28 per hour. And that actually can go up based on your experience, your location, and market demand. So always, always, always make sure you are negotiating your salary. You're demanding your worth. Again, if you've ever been a supervisor, if you've ever worked in a call center, please, you should be getting the higher end of this number. You probably should be aiming for more like the $30 range. If you've got 2 or 3 years experience in like customer support, or like, call center, billing support, you work as a collections agent, all that type of stuff is still very relevant experience when you're talking about workforce management. Again, this is just a fancy way of saying that you're monitoring schedules and making sure that you have enough people working. This isn't a supervisory role. It is a coordinator role. So you're there to support it. You're not there to supervise people. So people aren't coming to you like for training or anything. They're coming to you to say, hey, I sent a PTO request. Can you approve it? That's probably going to be the bulk of, what some of that day to day is going to be like. And you may provide assistance to other team members, things of that nature. You may send some reports about the performance of the teams that will help determine if you can, again, add more agents or advise the business to, not let people go home at that moment, to maybe say, hey, we don't have enough agents to cover this holiday support, something of that nature. So let's go ahead and look at the resume demonstration. Y'all, this is it's a super cool company to work for. So like I said, they've got like the fantasy football stuff where you can like bet on your teams, like all that type of stuff is just so cool. Like if you've ever had a partner or boyfriend or girlfriend that's like a super fan, you can come here and bet on games and do fantasy football. It's so cool. But anyway, let's talk about the resume. And let's take a peek at it. Are you going to open? Okay. So this is already in your library. For those of you that have the bundle, this is already in your library. But some of the words that I highlighted that were really good, hot words or buzzwords, are definitely in your professional summary. You always want to call out the name of the company and the actual role that you're applying for. So this is obviously a hot word. Again, if you've ever worked in a contact center, you've worked in collections, you've done, customer billing, customer account setups, that's all relevant experience that you want to have. Anybody that's worked in a call center has probably had to adhere to service level agreements. So that's going to also be a big one. That was also in the job description if you didn't read it. If you've ever done any type of scheduling, whether it was as, a team lead, as a supervisor, even as a teacher, a project manager, all of that counts as scheduling. Okay. When you've got that experience, and workforce management is something you could also add. Again, maybe you've done, supervisory stuff. You've approved PTO requests. Maybe you were in charge of reviewing customer satisfaction surveys. All of that is very relevant experience. If you were an agent, maybe you didn't want to be in a supervisory role, but you were an agent who was still evaluated on customer satisfaction. Okay. So that is still things that you want to make sure that you're listing out in your resume. Again, these are down below in the description box for anybody that needs it. But let's look at our second role because, and what I do want to point out for this role, when you apply, it is a very quick 2-minute application. There are 2 questions on here that if you do not answer them correctly, you will be auto rejected. Now, that first question is, are you available to work nights and weekends as required? Please put yes. Okay. That's going to be important. The other question is the one below it that says, do you have workforce management experience? Please put yes. If you don't know what it is, please at least go and watch a video on it and familiarize yourself with it. If you've ever had to enter information into a scheduling platform, or you had to manage people, like you were using the workforce management systems and you probably didn't realize it. But I will tell you, if you answer no, you're probably going to get that auto reject email. So just keep that in mind. The next job that we're going to take a peek at is going to be a Salesforce business analyst role. Now, this role is completely no phones, okay? And a lot of you are like, Jazzy, what is a business analyst? What do they do? Well, that is a very broad term, okay? A business analyst can do everything from, they could be doing administrative stuff, such as making sure that there are reports being sent to management, or they could do things related to budget, where they monitor the budget and how much the department is spending. A business analyst could do IT training to make sure everyone on their team is up to speed on the latest software. They could have like project management duties, where they're communicating the status of different projects, or they're, maybe doing some liaisoning with different partners in the business to make sure that things run smoothly. So a business analyst is a very broad sort of genre, or, just career area. So a lot of you probably do business analyst related things that you should be paid a lot more money for. So understand, when you are a business analyst, you are analyzing different aspects of the business. How much money are we making? How much are we spending? How many people are we hiring? How many hours do we need to dedicate to training? Does anybody need technical certifications? Maybe you monitor that sort of stuff. So there's a lot that you could do and be qualified as a business analyst and like not even freaking know it. So here they say they want you to have experience with Salesforce. Salesforce can be used as a ticketing system, but it's mostly used for like project management. It could be used to track how many resources you have for a project. It can be used to track how many hours a project needs, or how much money a project has made. So it is huge in the project management world or professional services world. I used to use Salesforce a lot when I worked for Amazon. So they also mentioned Amazon Connect and having experience with a tool called Live Agent. Again, if you don't have like that exact experience, it's not a big deal. But if you've done related things, make sure you call that out in your resume. CRMs are customer relationship management systems. So it's basically just keeping customer information, and like, maybe keeping the name of the company and the key elements of how you all do business together. That's all that really, really means. But yeah, they're saying have 2 years of business analysis experience, have some Salesforce experience, and then CRM solutions from start to finish. Again, if you've ever worked in a call center, you use a CRM, okay? They're also saying that they want you to have call center experience or customer support experience. Okay. This job goes into the $108,000 range, with $82,000 being the minimum. So this is a very high paying job. Chrissy said she wanted a $90K job. Here you go, Chrissy. It's here for you. I need to know that you applied for this job. So if we just do a quick peek of the resume, where is it? Oh, it's right here. This is what I put on my resume. There was something in the job description that mentioned that they wanted you to have some experience, of course, with Salesforce, but they also mentioned like fraud and payments. So if you've ever worked at like a bank, you've ever worked in, even McDonald's will make you do training on fraudulent payments, right? To make sure people aren't giving you like counterfeit money or like stolen credit cards, things of that nature. You all have experience in that type of stuff. Trust me. Okay. So let's say that you work, maybe at Walmart. You've got experience in a lot of the things that they're asking for, building strong relationships with other teams, gathering requirements requirements. That is also a big thing. Oops. That's a huge thing for any type of Salesforce or business analyst type roles. Okay. Gathering those requirements. Maybe you facilitate meetings. That's going to also be big. Maybe you recommend changes to a project that needs to be made. So those are just different things you'll want to call out. If you've never done any type of project management, again, relevant experience comes from coaching people. Okay. It comes from monitoring and reviewing consumer transactions, right? Some of you use Salesforce and just don't even know it. Like I'm telling you. So, these are some other things that I would put in my resume, but yeah. So let me know if anyone has questions. I'm really excited about this role, cause it's such a cool company. Like seriously, it's a cool company. Again, congratulations to everyone that has gotten jobs. You've landed interviews. You've used the templates. You've done the work. I'm so freaking proud of you. All right, guys, until the next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.